Hi students, in this video we are going to discuss about the properties of Z transform. As you are already familiar with the properties of different transform, similar to that properties, here we are going to derive the properties of the Z transform. The first property is the linearity property. So here we need to consider two signals. So x1 Z transform is x1 of Z and x2 of n Z transform is x2 of Z. So the linearity property is A x1 of n plus B x2 of n is Z transform is A x1 of Z plus B x2 of Z. So, okay, so this is what the linearity property. Now we will prove this linearity property. So the similar same procedure for this proof. Here we need to assign this as y of n and here we need to assign this as y of z. Now I am going to write down the z transform for this y of n. So y of n is equal to, so that is y of z is equal to summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity y of n z power minus n. Then substituting the value of y of n and we need to expand, that is we need to expand we need to multiply the summation and we have to separate these two terms and we have to find out which is equivalent to a x1 of z plus b x2 of z. So after separating this as two separate terms, then taking this a outside, so this formula is nothing but your x1 of z and this is nothing but your x2 of z. So which is equivalent, what we have assigned is, we got is y of z is equal to a x1 of z plus b x2 of z. So this is what the linearity property. Next property is time shifting property. So first x of n z transform is x of z, then x of n minus k z transform is z power minus k into x of z. So which is equal to y of z and this is equal to y of n. Okay, now we need to prove this as the similar procedure. Here we have assigned y of n and this we have assigned as y of z. So y of z is equal to summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity y of n z power minus n. Here y of n is x of n minus k. Now here we are going to use substitution method, n minus k equal to m, therefore n is equal to m plus k. So making this as m and substituting instead of n m plus k, then this summation will also change to m is equal to minus infinity to infinity. So separating these two terms, taking k term outside because it is, this summation is independent of k. So now this term is nothing but x of z. So y of z is equal to z power minus k into x of z. Next one is a time reversal property. X of minus n z transform is x of z inverse. The same procedure. Here I need to assign a y of n, here y of z. So now we need to prove this. Therefore y of z is equal to summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity y of n z power minus n. Substituting y of n value, the y of n value is x of minus n z power minus n. Now here we are going to use substitution method, that is n is equal to minus l. So here summation will change from l is equal to minus infinity to infinity. This will become minus n become x of l and z power, this will become z power l. Okay, so now I need to apply the formula. In order to apply the formula, what I need to get is z power minus. So I am rewriting this as l is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of l z power minus 1 into minus l. Okay, so because I need this x of minus is n. Okay, here instead of minus n I am having minus l. Now here now applying that z transform formula, so what you will have is, here this is nothing but x y of z, which is equal to, here we can write this as x of z inverse. okay, because we will take only what are the terms we are having for z, that we need to write it. Okay, so here I am having z power minus 1. So when you multiply this minus into minus, what you will get? You will get plus l, right? So but for according to the formula I need to have minus, so I am multiplying by minus into minus, so I am taking this like this. Okay, I hope you have understand this time reversal property. Now see the scaling in z domain. Here we have done z naught of n into x of n. Here we have scaled in z domain. So when you scale z by z naught, you will get equivalent of z naught power n into x of n. Okay. So now here we are going to prove this property. So as usual, I am going to write down the z transform of this y of n. So I have written this y of n is equal to z power n x of n. So this can be combined z by z naught, because the power is n. So we can write like this, z by z naught the whole power minus n. Okay, now if when I apply z transform for this, so what I will do, whatever the terms here I having, I will write it for z. Okay, apart from minus n. So previously what we did, so apart from this minus l, what we are having, that we have written here. So similar procedure, apart from minus n, what are all the terms we are here we are having, we need to write it. So we have proved this scaling in z domain property. Next property is scaling property. Here it is in time domain. Here we may know that this is a discrete time signal, and we may not have the index is 1.1, 1.2 like that. So we will have only the whole numbers. So here what we are going to have, one condition is here x of, when we perform scaling, x of n by m, this n is a multiple of m. It should be a multiple of m. Okay, then only we may be able to do the time domain. If n is equal to 4, m should be 2, then only you can get x of 2. Suppose if you are having two different numbers, n is equal to 4 and m is equal to 3, you will get in a rational, that is in a 1 point like that, 3 like that, you will get it. We may not able to scale the index. So for that reason what we are doing is, here we are writing only this, for this n and m is a multiple of m. Okay, so here x of n z transform is x of z, so xmn of n z transform is x of z power m, where this xmn is equal to x of n by m, that is the index. Okay, so instead of xmn I am going to equate the value x of nm. Okay, now and this I am going to prove this x of z is equal to summation, same thing. Here I am going to write zm. So wherever I am having z, that I am replacing by zm. So here I am having z, so replacing z power m, so I will get z power minus mn. Now I am going to substitute k equal to m by n, m into n, and now when I substitute k equal to n into n, from this n can be written as k by m. Okay, now here substituting in this x of, first we will substitute n k by m. Here z power minus k, instead of this I am writing z power minus k. Therefore this summation also varies from k equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. So this is what your z power xnm. Now here what we need to have is, here we x of z power mn, that is here we need to consider, we need to get in the answer as x of n by m. So but we are having n k by m. So now since k is a dummy variable, we can replace k by n. So here this can become z power m summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n by m z power minus k. So here the both are z transform, x of n by m and x of zm or z transform. So we will get x of n by m is nothing but x of mn, and z transform is x of z power m. So we got these two. Okay, so this is what the shift, that is a time scaling property. The next one is the convolution property. You are all familiar with the convolution property, that is convolution of the two signal in time domain will result in the multiplication of the two signal in frequency domain. So now we need to prove this as usual similar, but here we have already discussed this convolution for time domain. Now we are going to see for that is we have seen for continuous time signal. Now we are going to see for the discrete time signal. For discrete time signal, it is convolutional sum. Okay, that we considered convolutional integral. Here we will have integral there. Now here, since it is a convolutional sum, we are having this summation value here. So summation k equal to minus infinity to infinity x of k x2 of n minus k. So now I am going to prove this property. Okay, so now y of z is equal to summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity y of n z power minus n. So this is what the proof. Now since this y of n is nothing but x1 of n convolution x2 of n, so into z power minus n. Now I am going to apply this formula. So summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity summation k equal to minus infinity to infinity, this convolutional formula x1 of k x2 of n minus k into z power minus n. Now I am interchanging this order of summation. So first taking k equal to minus infinity to infinity x1 of k, then summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity x2 of n minus k z power minus n. Now I am writing like this. Okay, so here what I am doing is, here in order to have this powers for that, either I can substitute n minus k equal to m and we can split it, otherwise we can do it in some different manner. So what I am going to do is, already we know that we can do like that, n minus k equal to m and then n minus k equal to m, then k equal to n is equal to m plus k. So we can have z power m like that, the same manner we can do it. Otherwise what we need to do is, we need to have multiply and by multiply and that is z power minus k into z power plus k. So I am multiplying it, z power minus k z power plus k, right? When you add this you will get 1. Okay, now combining these two, so summation k equal to minus infinity to infinity x1 of k z power minus k. So summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity x2 of n minus k z power minus n minus k. Okay, combining these two terms like this. Okay, so it is a different method of simplification. So I have done using this by multiplying with this z power minus k into z power k. Okay, now I have written this. So here we can change this summation as n minus k as m. I am going to convert this n minus k as m. So what I am going to do is, here I am going to change this summation as summation k equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x1 of k z power minus k. Summation, instead of this n k, I am going to have m is equal to minus infinity to infinity x2 of m z power minus m, that is n minus k equal to m. Okay, now here, which is nothing but here x1 of z into x2 of z. Okay, so this is what your y of z. So we have proved it, that is the convolution of the signal in time domain is equivalent to multiplication of the signal in frequency domain. Now the next property is the differentiation in z domain property. Differentiation in z domain property, that is we are going to do differentiation operation. So minus z d by dz x of z, here you are having n into x of n. Now here what we need to do is, we need to differentiate on, but first we need to prove this. So in order to prove this, what we have to do is, first the same procedure, x of z is equal to So we need to prove this. So x of n z transform is x of z, we have written it. Now what we need to do is we need to differentiate. So d by dz x of z, so summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n. We need to differentiate the term z power minus n. So when you differentiate the term, summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n. So what I will get is minus n. Then I will get here it is n minus n minus 1. So here either we can write like this n minus 1. Okay, so here minus n. So here it is not common, right? Minus is not common, so here minus n minus 1 we need to write it. Okay, so z power minus n minus 1 we need to write it. And another thing is here I need to simplify this term. So here I need to get into, I have done these two, d by dz x of z I have done. So I am going to multiply by minus z. Okay, so here what I will get is, so minus z d by dz into x of z. So I will get a term minus z here into minus z I will get it. So what I will get it, so this minus n minus minus will get plus. So summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n into n. I will have combining z power minus 1 minus n. So this can be written as plus 1. So here summation n is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity n x of n z power minus n. So this is what we got here. Okay, so z transform. So when I write in terms of z transform, it is nothing but z transform of n x n. Okay, so here you will get minus d by dz into x of z. Now see this here, x of n z transform is x of z, x conjugate of n z transform is x conjugate and z conjugate. So first I am going to prove this. So here the as usual formula, then applying conjugate. So what will happen is for the whole term, so x conjugate of n, here conjugate minus will become plus. So I am rewriting this x of n as x minus 1 into minus n. So you will get x of n. Now I am going to take z conjugate alone, not for the whole term. So here when I take z, already it is minus, right? So plus, right? So it will become minus. So here I will have x conjugate of n. Here I will have x conjugate and z conjugate. So this is what the proof for this conjugation property. The next one is the initial value theorem. Here we need to find the initial value x of 0. So here how we are going to find out is, we for this case we need to consider it is only for a causal sequence. For the signal x is for n greater than 0. For n less than 0, x of n value is 0. So now you know the z transform for this. X of n is x of z is equal to summation is equal to 0 to infinity x of n z power minus n. So I am expanding this x of 0 plus x of 1 z power minus 1 plus x of 2 z power minus 2, like that it will proceed. So now I am substituting limit z tends to infinity. When I substitute z tends to infinity, this will be written as 1 by z. When you substitute infinity, it will become 0. So here all the term will become 0. Only you will have x of 0. So x of 0 can be obtained, whether the initial value can be obtained by tending z is equal to infinity in x of z. Here the final one, now it is a final value theorem. We need to find x of infinity. So how will you find x of infinity? Yes, if you for that signal, first you need to find x of z, then multiply with 1 minus z inverse and applying z is equal to 1 in z domain. If we do this operation in the z domain, we will get x of infinity property. So this is this condition will exist only if poles of 1 minus z inverse are inside the unit circle. So I am going to prove this. So here I am having 1 minus z inverse. So where I will get 1 minus z inverse in this z domain is when I perform this operation. x of n minus x of n minus 1. So the the z transform of this is x of z, this is time shifting property, so I will get z minus 1 into x of z, so that I will get 1 minus z inverse into x of z. So I am applying now z transform formula, summation is equal to 0 to infinity. This the same thing I am writing here into z power minus 1. So the same procedure here. What we are going to do is, here I am going to substitute this as infinity, this n term as infinity, so I am writing this as 0 to, instead of 0 to infinity I am writing n, and then I am writing n as infinity, the both are same. Okay, so I have rewritten only this summation. So now here, which is what, this is what equivalent to what, 1 minus z inverse x of z. So this is equivalent to 1 minus z inverse x of z. Okay, so now we, this is known as infinity. Okay, this term is x of n term is similar to infinity, so I am writing x of infinity. So you can write it in this manner also. So n infinity, writing capital N inside this and writing n tends to infinity. So this is what the final value theorem. Hope you have understand all the properties of Z transform. In the next class I will solve some problems in the using these properties of Z transform. Thank you.